Hey man, welcome to another episode of Running Right Podcast, man. It's that boy KY, man.
Nick Fresh in the building.
Nick Fresh in the building, man. And I got one of the biggest R&B artists that I know personally.
Facts.
That I grew up with, you know what I'm saying, from a little tyke, you know what I'm saying. VVS Jules, man.
What it is,
bro, man.
What's
the deal?
What it is.
What's the deal, man? We've been through a lot, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, Fresh, you don't know, I've been growing up with this guy since I was about 8, 9 years old.
Come on, bro.
Oh, yeah. I remember him when he was in goddamn diapers.
Little baby.
Man, I'm little. I'm out here, man. I was out here.
Yeah.
Man, we used to steal grocery baskets.
Yeah.
Get in the grocery basket, ride down the hill.
Hell yeah.
Man, all type of stupid shit.
Some little niggas.
Hell yeah.
Circle K, taking shots Circle K all the time.
Yeah.
We do a lot of little shit, man.
All that shit.
We just grew up, man, and we grew up around each other. Our parents know
West
each other.
side of Shreveport.
Man, west side of Shreveport, man.
West 70 Pines Road.
Pine Road,
Hello.
Kingwood Forest.
Yeah.
Know about Kingwood Forest out there?
Yeah. Treetop.
G-Block.
Treetop.
Treetop.
Huntington
Silver Pine,
Apartment.
man.
Goddamn.
Huntington Park Apartments, man.
Goddamn. They don't know about what it was. Georgetown Apartments. They don't remember that.
Y'all remember the Georgetown Apartments?
Remember that.
All up and down, Randy.
Man, I'm talking about up and down, man.
What up, Oak Ridge?
Oak Ridge.
What it is?
Huntington High.
Yeah. West
Eternal.
Hills. Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
that. What it
We
is?
all up in the area,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what it is.
Yeah, I know what it
So,
is.
man, we brought you on the podcast, man,
Yeah.
because you do music.
Yeah.
And for the ones that don't know, y'all need to know, because my boy can sing. Boy been singing since Tyrese
That boy
was on the bus in the
Yes, sir.
Coca-Cola truck. I mean, on the bus when doing the Coca-Cola commercial. My boy been singing since then, man. Tyrese, fuck Tyrese, man. I know VVS Jules. My mama, you did that. Something like that. Had the headphones on and shit.
I'll never forget
All
us singing
man.
that shit. That shit
All
was
that,
crazy.
man. My boy been singing since
And
then,
they went from
man.
there to Transformers.
I'm talking about
What
big
you
ups.
call a real transformation?
The real transformation. Transition like a motherfucker, didn't it?
Yeah,
But man,
man.
so I'm just go through some questions with you, man, and
Yeah, man.
just get your feedback, bro.
Yeah,
For the ones
man.
that don't know, we're gonna let them know. I got one for you, man. So give a little background on, you know, what it was like growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's you.
Man, shit, just really, well, you know, you remember, I kind of grew up in a more of a religious household. My father was a what you can call I can call it a preacher kid. You can preach
Yeah,
kid,
I guess
minister.
you can, you know,
we went to church
stayed in
24/7. So
Yeah.
you know how it is. Yeah, you know, yeah, you already know it.
Stays in the church.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, growing up that way, you sort of grow up, I would say, sort of one-dimensional in a sense.
Right.
In the house.
Right.
But y'all know as well as I know, when you walk out the house of Shreveport, it's a whole
different story, I think.
another ball game. And your parents don't be aware of that.
Don't
Or it
understand.
seemed like, you know, they wasn't aware of that. So
Right.
I got into everything else that everybody else was getting into. So with that being said, that life, not having no family in Shreveport, all of my family being in Baton Rouge, 'cause,
Right.
you know, that's where I was
Where we
born.
from? Right.
So I sort of came up, you know, with different people. You know, you got regular people being your auntie, or this cat being your uncle. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Your best friend being your cousin.
Right.
You know, you like my
All
brother.
that. Yeah,
you
that's
know what I mean?
saying.
Your mama like my mama.
Yeah, so,
like my auntie.
real brothers
talk.
out here.
It's
So,
real
what
talk.
it is.
So growing up like that, I really had no sense of like disconnect from my people.
Right.
So I've always been like really connected to my folk. You know what I'm saying? So doing music though, that showed me a whole nother side of like myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I was able to individualize, like separate myself
So
from,
from-
you know,
from
yeah,
the
just trying to either
lifestyle.
fit in
Yeah.
by not having no family.
Right.
And then, okay, now I got something of my own. So let me do this every single day to kind of just be in myself. So I sung on damn near every lunch break there was, me and my boy BJ.
I
Shit,
remember
what
that
up,
boy.
B? Shit, did
Southwood.
that. Yeah,
Them
we
boys
did that
used to
day in and day out.
Boys used to be in the middle of the
Day in, day
what they
out.
call it, the
Yeah, so
the pit, you
yeah,
be in the pits, man.
yes.
So, boy, you been in the pit singing their ass off.
Yeah, man. So I really grew up that real R&B way where you just singing all day in the mall. And,
Yeah,
you know,
outlet.
Yeah, so you know, everybody know, man. When you grow up in Louisiana, man, you have the street life. That is your life. Louisiana ain't nothing but street, so it is what it is. So I don't really have to I don't speak on it a lot. But at the end of the day, man, you know, I think folk know what it is. Yeah. I'm a real R&B artist. You know
a real R&B artist. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So you know, being like that, had 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Elliot, I'm gonna read that bit. Had Elliot.
Yeah, man.
No, Elliot been in prison since he's 17.
Yeah.
You know, Travis married with a family. You know, living a successful life. You know, and Kentrell.
Yeah.
You know, died in a car accident.
Yeah.
So, what life lessons did each of them teach you?
Man, the best thing I can say about that is being the youngest of 4 boys, I did everything that they did. So it was like the lessons was really learning the experience.
Right.
They gave me, okay, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I can do that. I can do that. So I didn't really have to make up the blueprint. You know what I'm saying?
You already seen it.
Yeah, I had seen it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was able to apply that, learn that early, and use that. Imply that with life, because I told you again, I didn't grow up with family, so I did it with everybody.
Right.
I learned to do that. You know what I'm saying? I learned from this person, or I either do what they don't do or don't do what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
See how they won, see how they lose, try to capitalize
off of it.
Yeah.
So, but what age did you realize that, you know, I have the understanding of taking things from each of my brothers to learn from? Like, what age were you?
Man, I was at a young age, man. Like, shit, about, it really kicked in when I was about 11, 12.
Damn, that's early.
Yeah.
That's earlier than a month. Yeah. Boy, that's early as hell.
Yeah.
11?
I mean, well, you know, Cottrell, shit, he was 7 years older than me.
Yeah.
6, 7 years older than me. So, him being the oldest, then Elliot, you know, then Travis, I being the youngest, I really couldn't do young shit.
Right.
So I was always hanging out with the older crowd, you know what I mean?
That's what we always, like, because I used to always hang out with older people.
Yeah.
Older guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was young.
Yeah. So I tried to, I did know one thing. I tried to keep it clean, a lot of things that I did, because I understood music. I understood where I was trying to go. I understood that I had to make it out of Shreveport at the same time, you know, because of the environment was so rough. And I understood that, you know, even trying to stay out of trouble and get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta become the wolf.
Right.
In order to, you gotta know.
You gotta know something. You gotta know something.
Yeah, it wasn't about your gifts and your talents.
Nah.
You use that to get up out of there.
That was used to
you
get
play
up out of
football. You play get on do. You play get on the football. 9 times out of 10, your partner was you already know it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You already know it.
Your partner.
Yeah.
Your partner?
Yeah. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. What?
Ain't gotta be explained. It does not have to be goddamn explained.
Especially if you done went down I-20. You done seen the state. Yeah, you done went to I-10 or something. You know what it is.
You know what's up.
Yeah.
As an artist, how was your transition from Shreveport to here, to Atlanta?
Man.
Oh, he don't know the backstory.
Yeah,
he don't know the backstory.
Man,
he don't know.
That's dope, though.
He don't know.
That's dope,
in the middle of that.
That's dope, though. But I give you that on this level. It's like, how can I say this? You know how you play sports,
right?
AAU,
right?
Versus being in school playing ball,
right?
High school ball versus college, college versus the league.
Yeah.
So I did all of that. So I went from Louisiana, you know, that would be like AAU, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to Arkansas, went and got in a group, learned how to sing and harmonies and learn how to produce and write better and stuff like that in the group. In Arkansas.
Right.
That's high school.
Yeah.
Took that. went all the way to college in New York.
New York.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put it to the test.
Yeah, went all the way to New York, and then I bounced back down this way. And of course, one thing that I can always say, you know, I gained from that is like, it's like the Matrix. It's like I was inserted, like a whole, because I went
to this place.
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana. I went from boom. I went from here to
boom, boom, boom.
So I learned so much. I gathered so much at a short amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
New York.
Yeah, you know, that put you in the blender.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What
Put you in the blender, real.
You
quick,
told me
real
that story that happened in New York.
Yeah.
Or how you learned the game from.
Yeah.
You said some guy.
Yeah.
Explain that to me. Tell them what you learned
I
about
mean,
living in New York.
Man, living in New York, I understand. I realized that all that dark shit, the bullshit about the game was real.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
You know, the shite shit.
You know,
I try not to put the titles and shit on. They be saying like Illuminati and all this shit type of shit. I try not to put the titles on it mainly because I lived it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers say sell your soul, but my soul right in my body. I'm animated. It's here. Ain't no sell your soul about this shit, but yeah, you can get in compromising situations where you sign your name on something now. You don't have a word because if you speak on it now you done fuck the relationship.
You mess up the whole thing.
Yeah, so
that shit.
My niggas sign them deals. Stop signing them deals.
So in layman terms, that's selling your soul. That's what they call it.
That's what they call it.
I don't do the title, so in saying that, I learned that part of the game that they'll coerce you with taking you out and buying you all this stuff and what is in their name. Right. So I mean, but what young kids know about having and owning and publishing and don't know nothing about all that. So they, when you get in this game early, you get hit with all that. You know what I'm saying? And it take you a while to get out of that. You know what I mean? So I can say this, and I would advise kids to really do their research early, or parents to do their research about this business. I think it's out there a lot more because the music business like everywhere right now, and hip hop running everything. So I think the average person can tell you what a contract is, you know what I'm saying, or what kind of activities go on in the music business. So, yeah. So
that's what you got from being in New York. Yeah, I learned how the game goes.
Yeah, I learned how the game goes.
You learned that it was real.
Yeah, I learned it was real.
It's real.
It's some real.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's out there like that.
Yeah. What you think is going on behind those?
It's probably
going on behind
what I'm saying. Don't put it past nobody. Yeah. And I would say it like this: if I don't even I don't judge nobody in their right, because everybody's life ain't like the same. Right. And we make it down that different route. We go different routes. So, and we coming from different places at the same time. Right. Just because a person good on that TV don't mean that
they're good.
Nah, you got to know that.
You got to know.
You got to know that.
We living in 2020.
Yeah.
This is not a time where you can judge a book by the cover.
You can't do it. Nah, what?
Never could.
Man, that's a good way to hell. Nah, you can't do that no more.
Man,
you can't do that no more. When Instagram came out, when social media came out,
that's it.
You can't do that no more.
It messed up everything.
You can't do that no more.
It fixed it all.
You can't do that no more. People done learn how to finesse with pictures. They done learn how to finesse in the DMs.
They learn how to. It's real.
Yeah. You remember when spamming was just a thing?
Spam was just
that shit turned to oh man, everybody spamming, and well, let me just find a way to be. Yeah,
fuck up the world, do something different.
Trolling game and shit. You had a whole artist turned to a troll.
Come on, man. The whole got the hair color like a troll, all that shit.
And now his whole career is based on being a troll.
Now you ain't shit, boy. I'm telling you, ain't shit.
Like that's crazy,
Come on, man.
That's bananas, bro.
That's crazy.
For being a troll, you got rich off being a troll.
Yeah. Yeah, and still doing it.
Still running.
That type of activity will.
Oh man.
And see, that's what I like artists and people to see about the music business and about being an artist. All you got to do is get it in that pocket. It's not about how we. I'm still passionate. I'm still a student of the game. I still love the music. I still respect it.
Right.
But the real business of it, get in that pocket.
Get in that pocket.
And your music gonna always spin people, whether people like you or not.
It's gonna be there.
If they don't like you, they gonna still. They gonna judge it. If they like you, you know what I mean. So either way, it's streaming.
It's up there.
It's going, and you getting paid. And your plug or your connect, your label, whoever, they happy, they satisfied. So they gonna keep the money going through the machine. They gonna keep it going.
They gonna keep feeding it, man.
That's how that go.
That's why he keep running with the same.
That's why, yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't wish hell on no man, but at the end of the day, that type of activity got a consequence to it too.
This shit come with it.
That shit come with a consequence, man.
It certainly does. But I'm gonna backtrack for a second.
Excuse me.
I want to go back to your brothers and how Contrell died.
Yeah,
like how did that affect you?
Man, shit, man. When Big Bro passed, it actually it turned me on, right? And I don't mean that in a sexual way, no shit like that. I know people crazy out there, so I gotta say that. It flipped my switch. You know what I mean? Like they said, when you go through something dark like that, something that painful. They say everything comes from chaos. Right. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, there was darkness, right?
Some great was gonna come.
when a pain like that or a cutoff like that happens, you go back to that darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to, you know, that room or that hole of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You go back to that.
Go back into that turtle shell.
Yeah.
Go back in.
What I learned is from that situation, just to take it somewhere positive, I learned to go back to that regardless of what happens in my life. If I want to go and level up in life, I learned to go back to that. I learned that space was valuable.
Yeah.
There you go.
That space is hella valuable.
That quiet space.
You ain't got to go there because of pain.
Yeah. Right.
You ain't got to go there because
you want to.
go there whenever you want to.
That's it.
You know, that space, connecting back to source. You know what I mean? Connecting back to that thing that put you here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everything actually comes from that. So, you know, that's what I learned. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was deep.
That's why.
That's deep.
But at the
Man,
you know what I mean?
that's
But
God.
that's real talk though.
That's just
You know
what
I'm saying?
that
That's
is.
real talk because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing anyway. What they say, depression,
Right. You just
anxiety,
going
all that type of
back
stuff.
You're going back to that little hole.
You come back to the whole. Basically, what you're trying to figure out is how to deal with you.
That's it.
You know, whether
And that's
you
what started.
Yeah,
Start with yourself before you deal with anything else.
yeah,
Like I told you, man, that happened to me. Man, I had to go into this space, and when I went to that space, I came out of it feeling good
Facts.
because I knew what I had just
shit
saw.
had changed.
Some had changed,
No cap.
and it's like it's good to go to them spaces. And normally the time you go to them is when you're alone,
Right.
when you're by yourself, whatever case may be. So I know what this should feel like, boy. This shit real.
Yeah.